Hello guys! Ngayon naman, itutuloy natin by comparing the seismic tsaka sa wind. Okay, so i-open pa rin natin yung file natin, yung building frame part 3 drift past final. And then, punta tayo sa utilities. Pagka ganitong walang analysis output, make sure na mag-run analysis ka muna. Ayan. And then, meron na siya. Okay? So, punta tayo ngayon dito sa hanapin natin itong floor diaphragm sa output, which is eto, nandito sa contents. Double click ko lang yan. And then, eto siya. Okay? Ang purpose nito ay yung sa command na floor diaphragm. Kino-compute niya yung center of mass at diaphragm heights. So, ito yung diaphragm 1, yan 1.5, yung 2, yan yung nasa first floor, and then 3, yung second floor, and then 4th, yan yung nasa third floor. Sorry, mali. Yung 1.5 pala, kasi yung level 0, yun yung top of footing, no? So, yung 1.5, yan yung first floor level. And then yung number 2, yan yung nasa second floor. Number 3, third floor, and then number 4, yan yung roof beam level. Okay, so, nandun yung mga masses, doon na nakakoncentrate yung mass. So, kino-compute ni STAAD yung kanyang center of mass. So, at that level, at first floor, ito yung weight, and then yung center of mass. And then, sa fourth floor, yan yung weight, and then yung center of mass. And then, ang inisnip ko dito is yung data na yan. And then, yan yung pinaste ko dito. Ayan. Okay? And then, gumawa tayo ng Excel. Yung X dimension, galing yan dito sa center of mass, yung X, 8.597, ayan siya. Tapos, yung Z, ito, 6.227. So, ikakopy mo yan, yung 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Ito siya. And then, punta tayo ngayon kay center of rigidity. Dito sa STAAD, meron tayong command na diaphragm CR. So, i-click mo yan. And then, ito yung snip natin. Then, ipinaste ko dito. And then, sa center of rigidity CR, kukomputin mo naman, i-extract natin to, no? Yung X coordinate, and then paste it here. And same thing here, yung Z coordinate. Ayan. Now, you can also compute this mano-mano using Excel. And then you can double-check it using STAAD. However, that manual computation is not demonstrated in this video. Now, let us compute the inherent torsion that is equal to center of mass minus center of rigidity. So, for this X dimension, this is equal to X sub CM minus X sub CR. Ganyan lang yan. So, copy mo yan, paste mo dito, paste, and then paste. Ganon din sa Z dimension. Okay, so 6.227 minus 6.5. 44. So, you copy that, paste, paste, paste. Next, yung accidental torsion distance, which is 5% of building dimension. Ang kukunin natin dyan ay 5% of the building length. Ayan, ano? So, 0.05 times 15. And then, sa Z dimension naman, 0.05 of the building width, 12.3. Ngayon naman, what is the difference between center of mass and center of rigidity? So, let's say meron tayong building. Ito siya. Yung center of mass, kinukuha niya yung centroid due to the shape. Okay? Parang yung cross-sectional area. Samantalang yung insert lang natin yung, let's say, center niya. Let's say, ito yung center of mass. And then, yung center of rigidity naman, ito yung center nung building, pero ang kino-consider niya, yung moment of inertia. Okay? So, may difference ang rigidity kapag ang columns mo on this side, mga payat, tapos ang columns mo on this opposite side naman makakapal. Siyempre, mag-iiba ang kanyang center of rigidity. So, let's say, nandito yung center of rigidity. Yan. Ngayon, kukunin mo yung difference niyan in x direction, tsaka yung difference niyan in z direction. Which is equal to ang itong inherent torsion, yung cm minus cr. Let's say, yung center of mass is 8.597 from this side. Okay? Yan. So, ito yung 8.597. Pabaliktad, ano? Let's say, ito yung 8.597. Tapos, yung 8.5 naman, pagbaliktad rin na lang natin, ano? Ito. Yan. So, yung difference niya is, yan. Iko-compare mo yan ngayon sa 5% noong length ng building. Okay? Take note na ito yung 17 meters. Kapag yung accidental torsion, which is 5%, mas malaki siya sa difference dito sa 0.097, then, okay siya. Okay, so, we will compare. So, mapapansin nyo na 0.85 is greater than 0.097. Kaya ang comment natin dito ay okay. Then, you follow this. 0.85, compare mo dyan. So, okay sila lahat. Ganon din sa Z. Okay, so meron tayong comment dito. Okay yan. So, this is simply a comparison of the difference and the 5% distance. Next, punta na tayo ngayon. I-extract naman natin yung wind forces. Okay? So, punta tayo sa STAAD. Sa label settings, nandito yan sa select. Sa view. Punta tayo sa label settings and then you check load values. Nandito yan. Ano? Ayun siya. You check load values and then uncheck supports. Tapos uncheck contributory area. Ito yon. So, uncheck contributory area and then check display wind load. Ayan. So, naka-check na siya. Then, i-press OK. Tapos, punta tayo ngayon kay loading dito. By the way, check lang natin. Click mo yan si Analytical Modeling and then Geometry. Then, punta tayo kay Loading. And then, dito sa Load Cases, i-click mo si WX. Yan. And then, you also click WZ. Ito. Okay? So, pag-click mo si WX, ito yung wind forces. Take note na dito lang siya nag-a-act sa surface na yan. And it is in positive X direction. And then, likewise, si wind Z direction, dito siya sa longitudinal dimension siya nag-a-act. Ngayon, i-extract natin si wind X. Yan. So, punta tayo ngayon ng top view. Kunin lang natin yan. And then, selected objects. So, palakin lang natin ito. And then, ayan siya. Tapos, i-rotate mo na. Yan. Rotate mo, dahan-dahan. Okay? So, next is, eto ngayon yung in-snip ko. And then, yan yung kinase ko dito. Something like that. Okay, next. At truth level, i-add natin ito. Yang 7.578, 15.155, tsaka yan. So, this is roof, and then third, second, and then first floor, and then meron tayo sa base. Ngayon, bakit meron sa base? Okay? Take note na hindi naman exposed yung footing. Okay? Ginawa ko yan kasi yung ating earthquake, nandun siya sa, nakakonect siya dito sa baba. Okay? Pero, ang wind naman, nag-i-start yung wind dito. Ngayon, isinali ko siya kasi parang mas malaki ang wind forces na papasok. Anyway, okay lang naman yun. We will just compare anyway. So, let's add. So, that is equal to 7.578 plus 15.155 plus 13.134 plus 5.557. Yan. Okay, next. Dito naman sa third floor, that is 10.891 plus, ayun, merong force dito. Dahil, take note na merong nakakonect dito na stringer. Okay, so that is plus 2.424. Then, meron ding nakakonect dito na stringer. Ayan yung 2.424. Tapos, 21.542 and then 10.65. So, same procedure dito sa second floor. And then, first floor, tsaka sa footing level. Next, we do the same thing dito sa Z direction. So, punta tayo ngayon ng display hole. Top view, ito lang ang kukunin natin. And then, selected objects only. Tapos, dito tayo kay wind load Z. Yan. And then, yan naman ang i-snip natin. And then, pe-paste ko dito. And then, likewise, yung roof naman, roof level, This is wind story forces at Z direction. This is equal to 7.241 plus hanggang dun, 7.241 ulit. And then, up to the footing level. Next is, kukumputin naman natin or i-extract natin yung story shears. So, punta tayo kay editor. And then, i-edit natin yung last lines. Gagayan lang natin dito. So, perform analysis and then, let's say, copy ko yan. Okay, copy ko yan. And then, ipe-paste ko dito sa ilalim. Yan. By the way, after finish, yung mga lines na nandyan, dinidisregard na ni STAAD. So, you don't need to put remarks here anymore. So, load list, dito sa perform analysis, lalagyan ko lang ng print load data. Okay lang yan. Small caps, no? Tapos, tanggalin natin si load list. Palitan natin siya na change. And then, ayan na yung ibalik natin si load list. Tapos, print story drift, print dia.cr, and then finish. Okay? So, ito yung ginawa natin. Edit natin. Ginaya natin ito. Next is we now run again. And then, balik tayo sa analysis output. And then, punta tayo kay soft story. Dito. Double click mo yan. And then, so after yan, punta ka dito sa load number 1, which is at X direction. And then, kunin mo yung total. Ito. Okay? So, total is equal to 54.017. And then, at level 1.5 meters. Ito yung kinapi ko, no? Then, pinaste ko dito. Yan, yun. Tapos, punta tayo kay level, ang susunod dito sa 1.5 is at level 3. Ngayon, ano tong level 3 na yan? Take note na meron tayong landing at mid-height sa first floor. So, 1.5 plus mid-height of 3 is 3 meters. So, ikakopy rin natin yan. Which is ito, no? And then, susunod sa mid-height is yung second floor, which is at level 4.5. Scroll down mo lang. And then, ito naman ang kinapi natin. Paste ko dito, 319. And then, after second floor, meron na naman tayong mid-height, ano? So, 4.5 plus 1.5 is 6. So, yan. Ang copy natin, yan yung 13.309. And then, punta na tayo sa third floor, which is at 7.5 meters. Ito yun, no? So, 491.671. And lastly, 7.5 plus 3 is 10.5, which is this. And that is 211.819. So, yan ngayon yung mga forces natin at X direction. Next is, dito pa lang, dito muna, balik tayo dito. I-add natin lahat ito. So that is equal to 54.017. Oops. Ayan siya. 54.017 plus 6.743 plus 319 hanggang sa 211.819 is equal to 1096.91. And this happens to be our static base shear na EX. Take note, ang static base shear, kinocompute yan based on the weights. Okay? Kaya, if based on the weights, yung weight mo, hindi yan magbabago in X or Z direction. So, parehas sila. And then, dito naman sa Z direction, so balik tayo kay analysis output, contents, soft story check, scroll down mo lang, and then, dito tayo kay direction Z. So, that is after 10.5. Ito na siya. So, load number 2 is Z direction. Punta tayo sa level 1.5. Ayan. So, negative 54. Oh, sorry. Load number 2 pala is negative X direction. So, punta tayo kay load number 3. Sorry. Dahil Z direction tayo, no? Yan. Load number 3 is Z direction. So, ito ang kukunin natin. Ayan. 54.015. Ito siya. Followed by at 3 meters, 6.743. And then, 4.5 hanggang sa 10.5 level, 211.819. Likewise, kunin mo rin yung total niyan. Now, let us compare. Tapos, dito naman, ang in-extract natin ay yung static base shear, 1096. At bakit hindi ko ginamit yung response spectrum RSX? No? Kasi yung RSX, that is 900 plus something lang. No? So, mas conservative na, dito na lang tayo mag-compare. Okay, dito sa Excel na yan, sa spreadsheet na to, ang roof level 41.424 nanggaling yan dito. Okay, so this is at X direction followed by 69, then 68, then 54. So, ayan, 69, 68, and then 54. Ito yung earthquake load versus wind load in the X direction. And then, dito tayo ngayon sa, take note, this is 252.45. So, yan yung total nito, no? So, sum. Ayan. Likewise, meron din itong sum. 348. Ayan. Then, punta na tayo dito kay seismic. Etong seismic, punta tayo kay, dito. Okay? So, dito baliktad naman, At roof level, ito yung roof level, This is at 10.5 meters. Followed by 7.5 and then 4. Followed by 6, then 4.5, tapos 3, and then 1.5, and then 0. At roof level, dito tayo sa X, ang total story shear or is 211.819. Ayan. Followed by 491.671. Followed by 13.309. And then at 4.5, this is 319.351, and then so forth and so on. So if you will add this, it is also 1096.91. Ngayon, i-compare natin itong dalawa. So yung seismic versus wind, mapapansin nyo na mas malakas ang seismic. Okay? Pero pagdating sa footing, medyo mas malaki ng konti itong wind. So, okay lang yan. Then, sa Z direction, ganon din. Yung wind at Z direction, 57.253, galing yan dito. Okay? Ayan o. Wind, story forces at Z, followed by 96.94. Ayan siya, 96.94. And then, sa seismic naman, at Z direction, ito siya, 211.891, followed by 491, then lastly, 54.017. Basically, parehas lang itong seismic sa X tsaka yung seismic sa Z. And then you compare again. So, mapapansin nyo na mas dominant ang seismic forces compared sa wind. Dito naman, this is percent wind over seismic. That is equal to wind divided by seismic times 100. Yan. Okay? So, ibig sabihin nito, 19% of 2-1 of the seismic is yan yung wind forces mo. Okay? And then, 21% of the seismic, yan yung wind force natin. So, things like those. Ngayon, let us compare the base shear. Seismic and wind base shear sa X direction, 1096. And then, yung wind, X direction, 252. Yan yung total. Tapos, sa Z direction, ang wind mo, 348. So, mapapansin nyo na mas dominant pa rin ang seismic forces. So, since seismic base shears are significantly higher than wind base shears, we can ignore the wind load in the design. So, meaning, hindi na natin isasali ang WX, WZ sa mga load combinations. And then, to verify these numbers, ayan, ito, tsaka ito. To verify these numbers, punta tayo ngayon kay post-processing. So, dito, post-processing, okay, and then go to results. Tapos, reactions, and then statics check. Ito siya. Tapos, scroll down mo lang yan ng konti. And then, hanggang sa load 11. Okay, so, copy-paste natin siya. And then, paste natin dito. So, dyan ko kinuha ito. Ngayon, itong load case number 1, this is positive X. Load, papakita ko lang kung ano yung mga yan. Punta tayo kay analytical loading. Ayan, no? So, load case number 1 is positive X. And then, load case number 11, which is ito, yan yung wind Z. Okay? Take note na after 11, mga combinations na yan. So, hindi na to load. Hindi na yan kasama dito. Okay? So, ang kailangan natin dito, load case 1, X, tsaka Z. So, yung F sub X, F sub X, so this is in X direction, ayan ang load, 1096. Tapos, ganun din dito, number 3, 1096. And then, punta tayo ngayon kay X. This is load case number 10. Ayan siya. F sub X, that is the load. And then, 11, Win Z. Ang F sub Z naman, loads pa rin yan, 348.473, which is, yan, mga numbers na yan. Okay guys, so you save your work. Save us building frame part 3, drift past final. So thank you for listening. Ang next na topic dito ay load combinations. Dito, ang nagawa nating load combinations ay 51 to 58. This is for drift only. Hindi pa kasali dito ang design combinations. Okay, so see you in the next video.